It's been a turbulent few months for Nintendo's 3DS handheld, and it's in dire need of a turnaround. A drastic price cut has kickstarted 3DS's sputtering engine, and Nintendo hopes to build on the momentum with the release of yet another N64 remake with Star Fox 64 3D. Are the updated visuals and new features enough to make this a must-own game today, or is it a relic?
Recover our base from the enemy army.
Roger, General.
Set within the Lylat system, a group of space aces for hire known as the Star Fox team is called into service by the Cornerian military to stop an invasion of the solar system by an exiled mad scientist named Andross. The sci-fi plot is about as basic as it gets, with a campy vibe that's well suited for the oddball cast of anthropomorphic heroes. Plot devices are restricted to brief cutscenes before and after each mission, and in-game chatter between characters. It's a light narrative style that's there for those to enjoy, but it can be just as easily dismissed.
Okay, guys, destroy all barriers.
Knock it off, Fox!
The core essence of Star Fox is a mostly on-rail shooter where you try to rack up a high score while successfully navigating a course full of enemies and obstacles, with occasional sojourns into more open areas. It's a seemingly straightforward structure that will take you across the galaxy, but the path of progression isn't as simple as it appears. Depending on certain situations, you can alter the way you progress to the next stage, and discovering all of these hidden conditions will bring you back for several replays. The 3D remake brings a few new additions, including a score attack option to replay any single stage for big points, and a revamped multiplayer mode. While the score attack will lure those with a competitive edge back for more, the multiplayer mode leaves something to be desired. There's no online functionality whatsoever, forcing you to resort to local play or make do with AI-controlled bots. The mode's claustrophobic maps and the cluttered screen make it difficult to find this a worthwhile component. Nintendo dropped the ball with the multiplayer, throwing on gimmicky camera functionality or local play instead of leaderboards and lobbies. The incentive to come back to improve your scores and unlock all of the game's secrets and paths only carries the experience so far, and without an online component, the game's shelf life is greatly depreciated. Star Fox handles much like it did back on the Nintendo 64, with tight controls and easy handling. Using the traditional button interface makes Star Fox easy to pick up and play, but you're also given the option to use the gyro sensor controls for steering. The handling with these controls is counterintuitive, making the game needlessly more challenging. Stick to the analog pad option to prevent any pointless headaches. The R-Wing Starfighter isn't the only vehicle you'll pilot. There are also a handful of stages where you'll take the helm of an armored tank and a submarine, mixing up the action every now and then. It's just a shame that neither vehicle is made available in the multiplayer modes, with the on-foot option featured in the N64 version absent as well. Both vehicles handle on the sluggish side compared to the R-Wing, but the unique abilities each transport offers balances out the minor control issues.
Fox, you're supposed to shoot them all?
Aside from the new gyro sensor control scheme and some slight tweaks, little else has been altered from the nearly 15-year-old formula. Star Fox still provides great arcade-style space shooter action, and while it's a tried and true, it's also starting to feel a bit tired. Looking back at the original Star Fox 64, the game now looks like a random collection of various geometric shapes that our imagination gave a free pass. The remake's enhanced textures are a nice touch, but much of the landscape looks too similar, with very little improvement to the actual models. The 3D effect looks too flat and fails to impress in the way that the Ocarina of Time remake did. The re-recorded voice work hits all of the ridiculousness of the original, and the new musical arrangements add some much-needed flavor to the more bombastic tracks.
Yeah! Looks like we've got company.
While this isn't the next must-own game for your 3DS collection, Star Fox 64 3D's high replay value and easy accessibility make it a good arcade-style experience, best enjoyed in small amounts. The lack of any online functionality hurts the bottom line, but the series has never been renowned for its multiplayer components. This is the perfect chance to get acquainted with Star Fox if you've missed out after all these years, but this classic game from the 90s is merely a good game today.
It's time for us to go now.